Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MLO Bros. We are live in downtown Youngstown, in Youngstown studio. It's me, Isaac Schuster, Luke Schuster sitting across from me, and Joe's here too. He just ran out. He'll be over on the microphone over there. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, go down below, smash the like button, as they say on YouTube. This show, Youngstown Talk Channel, is meant to eventually replace Youngstown local radio because we think it's going away. So Youngstown Talk Channel is going to fill the void. You can call in at any time. I need to silence my phone. You can call in at any time. 330-595-1600. 330-595-1600. Call in. As we said, we're live in downtown Youngstown. Luke, what are the topics of conversation today? What do you want to talk about?
9:15 today, attorney Chandra, who is representing the plaintiffs in the Ursuline case, will be calling in. He doesn't want to take phone calls.
Morning, Alex. Morning, Donnie.
There's a lot of legal stuff with like what he can talk about, what he can't talk about. I just wanted to get a vibe on this dude. So I invited him and he said yes. We're going to talk about the Charlie Kirk stuff, obviously. And then we're also
we're talking about that?
We'll talk about that after.
Interesting. I'm interested to hear your thoughts and opinions, both you and Joe.
And then we're going to talk also about Ursuline while we're waiting for Mr. Attorney Chandra. Did you see they caught the guy? Or they caught a suspect?
Of the guy who assassinated Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
But his dad, I guess his dad turned him in. Heard that on the way in.
Did he really?
His dad turned him in.
That'll be interesting to see what happens. So we're going to talk about that too.
Cynthia, good morning. Stephanie, look at you doing a vibe check.
What's a vibe check?
I don't know. Vibes are
What's
good.
a vibe check?
Our vibe's good around here.
I think our vibe's good. Joe, is our vibe good? Joe's vibe's terrible right now.
Terrible.
Joe is grumpy.
Why are you so annoyed, so grumpy?
Why?
Joe, have a drink.
Dude,
come on, start drinking.
There's no way.
Friday.
It's Friday. Get
Why
down
are you
on
so
Friday.
grumpy?
So right after a fast, like alcohol hits you like a dump truck. There's no way
So
that
you did a
no.
72-hour fast.
Let's get lit
Yeah.
then, Joe. Get
No,
drunk.
not
Dude.
gonna do it. No.
Unbelievable. The lawyer's about to call in.
Yeah.
He's so grumpy.
I
Is it
know.
because of the fast?
No. I mean,
Is it something that we did?
not you.
Are you annoyed
No,
with us?
no.
Do you
I'm
not like
always
us
annoyed with you.
anymore?
No. I like you.
Okay.
I'm annoyed with you at a normal rate.
Okay,
that I'm
it's not
annoyed
like
with
a-
you.
it's not like
So
an
it's not like an
advanced
above
annoyed.
average annoyed rate
No,
today?
think about like going on social media
Yeah.
and getting inundated with nonstop freight train of terrible things happening in the world. I mean, you just
Yeah.
can't have
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
talk about vibe. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just burned
Well,
out.
Yeah. Well,
on
you got
bullshit.
an
Charlie Kirk.
assassination, okay? School
Yes.
shooting, and then 9/11.
Was that all the same day?
It was
too,
the
right?
next day.
The next day.
Next day.
And then there was
September in America. It's like
I think
I'm with Green Day. Wake me up when
Yeah,
September ends.
seriously. And there was also like a lockdown at the Naval Academy yesterday.
Yeah.
'Cause somebody's running around. I think they shot a guy there.
Mhm.
who shot a guy?
The Navy police shot a guy that was running around.
Huh.
There's all kinds of crap going on. It's terrible.
Stephanie said vibe check on the attorney. Christine says, is it cold
that's
or hot there? Joe, is it cold or hot in here? Outside, it's beautiful.
It's freaking
honestly.
perfect.
It's beautiful fall weather.
Yeah.
Well, they're seeing that you have a sweatshirt on and you have
In the
Freaking-
morning, I'm one of those guys. I like to be warm. I carry myself warm. So in the mornings, I wear a hoodie, and then halfway through the day, I literally have a cutoff
I
underneath
hate
this.
restrictions.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
hoodies. And
Kellen said, agreed. I've been so down this whole week, just crying and sad and heavy. Awful couple of weeks.
yeah, it's just
you're
terrible.
just crying and sad and heavy.
Kellen, don't cry. I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to be upset.
Do you ever cry, Joe, by yourself?
No, I don't cry.
Like,
Just
right
go
I'm not a
home.
crier.
Just lean against. I could see Joe leaning against the wall, just crying.
making himself like in the shower.
Yeah.
Sitting down.
Soaping myself incessantly.
No. Joe's definitely a sit down in the shower and just cry.
Down in the shower.
Sitting in
with,
the
his,
shower.
with his butt on the ground and just knees up,
That's
just
so
holding
gross.
his knees.
I would not
He's
be
just
sitting
like,
in the shower.
Oh, girl on a train gets stabbed.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Oh, that was
Just
horrible.
never ending.
That was.
Here's what was,
And another thing. Well, go ahead. You go.
I bet yours is it. People just watched. Like
So
that was. Messed up.
I will defend those people. Okay. A guy brutally stabs somebody next to you, right? And that guy's like he was pacing around the car with a knife. Like if you don't have anything to defend yourself, he's just going to stab you too. And he was big, dude.
Yeah.
He's just going to stab you too. So like you can say in that situation, everybody's so big and tough on the
internet.
There
was no expressions though. Like
but,
at least horror or like
I think they were horrified, but I think they were scared.
Right.
And like you can say, oh, I would have defended her, but in that situation, that is terrifying. You're like horrified. You're like, did that really just happen? Like what? So people are quick to jump, as is everybody on the internet. But man, in that situation, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. You really don't until you're in that situation and you really step up and you have the balls to take that guy on.
That's why you carry a gun.
Right. But the other thing is what I was going to say.
Are we going to get shut down? What's our numbers?
Is the average person has been exposed lately to video that the average person is not supposed to see. You are not, your brain, that stabbing and that shooting are both two things that you are like, the average person does not handle a bombardment of that much graphic shit.
Yeah, it'll F you up big time
for it, like in that short window of time. So we're still like recovering from viewing that horrible thing. The first thing when I saw it, I was like, here's the video. If you see anything, like I sent it to my wife and I'm like, if you don't want to watch this, do not watch this unless you want to see a man get murdered. And this is what the video is going to start like. So if you see it online, do not watch it. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm not watching that. I'm not going to.
Yeah, that was the most brutal thing I think I've ever seen. I've seen some brutal stuff. That was
right.
Nasty.
And you know, and that's sort of like you mentioned the train and the people not reacting to it, where you lay down cover fire for them. But then you watch people reacting to Charlie Kirk's death, celebrating it. Like, I have no faith in humanity right now.
So I didn't watch the stabbing. I only watched it up to where he goes like this and he like comes in hot. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the other one, I was just scrolling through people's stories and it popped up and I'm like, oh my God. Like
the one with Charlie.
Yeah. So I didn't even have the opportunity to not watch it. And then after that, you play it, you're sitting there, you're playing it back in your head and you're just like psychologically messed up for the rest of the day. Whether you agree with the guy or not, you're not supposed to see that kind of stuff. And people, you hear people complain like, "Oh, you didn't comment on anything else that's happened that's bad from the other side." But here's the thing, like, I agree. Like, I didn't even know the thing in June with the assassination of those other political figures happened. But like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, I didn't physically see it. Okay. Like, I didn't get to see video footage of it live happening. So like that raw footage, seeing that's why everyone is reacting the way they're reacting psychologically, because they got messed up from seeing
all those people that were doing on our page, like, oh, you guys didn't talk about the school shit. They're just trying to freaking make us look bad. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, we're working on it. Like, you know, I can't.
Yeah, we're going to comment. We comment on everything, you know, we
all
comment
the
on
time.
everything.
And you guys didn't comment on that. Why
well, some of the stuff that they were complaining about, we did in the past.
Yeah.
And it's just you didn't watch it, you know?
They're just trying to
like, we definitely talked about Pelosi and the hammer and that kind of stuff. And her husband. But okay, we have Attorney Chandra on the line here.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, we can hear you great too in here. That's a little different than the phone lines, Joe.
Yeah,
that's nice audio.
Can we turn that up a little bit? Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. How's it going this morning, sir?
It's going well, thank you. And
good.
Thanks for having me on and your focus on these cases.
Well, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. I reached out to him yesterday. He's like, I'm in.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we say your first name? Let me make sure you say it right.
Subodh. It's rhymes.
Subodh.
It's like rhymes with abode, and the last name Chandra rhymes with tundra.
So Chandra.
Subodh.
Okay, got it. All right. So I wanted to meet you a little bit first because, like I said, you've kind of the last 2 years, I guess a year and a half, you've been in the news in Youngstown a lot. He was the lawsuit for Ricky Morrison.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know that he was I don't pay enough attention. I really didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Dude, like all the videos I made and everything, you never knew it was him.
It was him. I didn't know that. I'm dead serious.
What he's saying is he doesn't pay attention to your video.
I mean, I'm trying here.
I apologize, gentlemen, but I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what, yeah.
No.
So he's been in the news around here. And for those of you who aren't familiar, there was a janitor who got fired for what we believe is his political beliefs.
Yeah.
The Mahoney County
sat at the wrong table at the lunch. It was in the cafeteria
at a recount. Yep, and got fired. And him and Marty Desmond, who's also a local name.
Yes, I knew Marty. Yeah. I knew Marty.
Marty works
for a long time. Okay. Yes, I knew that now. I know that now.
There we go. So tell us a little bit about you. Where you're from, when'd you start, all that fun stuff.
Well, I grew up in Norman, Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma. And I moved to Ohio after living other places. I initially moved to Ohio to work for former Ohio Governor Dick Celeste.
Okay.
Went to law school and then eventually made my way back to Ohio because my wife was from Cleveland Heights. And we settled in Northeast Ohio. It's been, it'll be 29 years next spring.
So you know what I hear there? You know what I hear being a married man? I hear you went where your wife wanted to go.
Well, let me just say,
that's what
I was in Los Angeles before.
Okay.
And actually, we did have we were in agreement, but we were weighing all the different things about whether she should move there, I should move here. And we just decided this is a much better place to raise a family, a much better place.
I agree with that as a father of three. And I mean, we all grew up here 100%. So you went to law school. What did you, we were kind of going back and forth in emails. What did you start in law when you came out of law? Were you a prosecutor? What was it?
Well, so I initially worked as counsel to the head of the American Bar Association. I'd always been interested in public service, which is how I wound up working for Governor Celeste.
Okay.
And I actually didn't think I'd really be practicing law. I thought I'd be doing politics or policy or something like that. Well,
right.
It turns out that student loan debt hits you hard, and like a hard reality in the face.
Right.
And I realized I really needed to pay down that significant debt I had accumulated through undergrad and law school. And so I wound up going to a large firm in Los Angeles, big business litigation firms. There I was defending the cities of Los Angeles and Beverly Hills in complex police litigation, entertainment litigation, represented hard copy against libel charges by Michael Jackson. I mean, it was an interesting place to work. But then came to a big firm in Cleveland and then finally got my break to go back to public service. And I served as a federal prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Ohio.
Wow.
And got recruited to serve as the law director of the city of Cleveland under then Mayor Jane Campbell. And after that, started my own firm. And we've been doing mostly plaintiff civil rights work ever since, do some white collar criminal defense work, but mostly plaintiff civil rights work for the last now 21 years.
And when you say plaintiff civil rights work, we're talking about what exactly? I mean, yeah.
So it runs the range from, say, First Amendment litigation, like the Ricky Morrison case, where what was being alleged was that he was retaliated against for exercising his First Amendment rights.
Right.
To police misconduct cases like the representation of the family of Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old boy who was killed by Cleveland police.
Right.
Employment retaliation litigation. So say, for example, we represented an associate dean of Case Western Reserve Law School who sued the dean and the law school for allegedly retaliating against him for complaining about his observations of sexual harassment of other people.
Wow.
So those kinds of cases. We also, do some work in a space in Ohio that we kind of helped forge the path on, which is civil liability for criminal acts, which you've seen in these complaints that we filed. That those complaints are replete with that. Ohio has an unusual statute that allows you to bring a civil claim for any criminal act that's been committed against you. And that means you can look at the whole criminal code, and if you've got the evidence, and that's only on a preponderance of the evidence standard, not beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay.
So sometimes crime victims need that remedy as well. Sometimes the prosecutor won't pursue their matter, but they have to pursue it civilly. So we've been doing that as well.
So that's just it's not just an Ohio thing, but that is I don't like that's not in every state where you can go civilly and under civil charges and criminal charges, or not charges, but cases like that. I mean, I didn't know
there's only a few states in the country. I don't have it at hand, but we did the research. So we had the leading case in the U.S. In the Supreme Court of Ohio.
Yeah.
2 cases that held that, yeah, that's a real thing. And the statute says what it says. It means what it says. And even the very conservative Supreme Court of Ohio said, listen, this is what the General Assembly wants. This is what it gets, that crime victims have remedies in the civil realm.
So and in Ohio then, so you can be, what would the word be? I'm so not a lawyer, but I guess, so you could be like, you can get a civil case against you and a criminal case against you, right? Is that, I mean, that's.
Yeah, or you can just pursue your civil remedy if the prosecutor won't do anything about it.
Right. Huh.
Now, no, look, we're careful. I think we as lawyers have an ethical responsibility to not just willy-nilly throw out the word criminal, even in a civil case. So,
right.
When we take a case on, we've investigated it. We determine, look, is there a legitimate basis for saying that what occurred here was criminal in nature? Does it meet the statute? Does it meet the case law? And there's one other remedy that people have in Ohio that this one really people don't know very much about at all, at least this cause of action. They're called Buddenberg claims. It's under Ohio Revised Code 2307.60, what I'm telling you about, which is the civil liability for criminal acts. But there's another statute in Ohio that allows private citizens like yourselves, if you feel like you're not going to get action from your local police or prosecutor, you can file an affidavit in front of a judge and ask the judge to rule on probable cause, just the way a police officer would, and initiate a criminal charge right there directly in court. Now, if the court says, yeah, I think there's probable cause, I'm going to issue an arrest warrant or a summons, it then goes to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor has discretion to say, I'm not going to pursue it. But at least you can try to hold people accountable through that mechanism.
So, like, if the police aren't doing something, the judge actually could do something to get it in front of the prosecutor. Then, correct?
Yes, or you can file that formal document in front of the prosecutor. Wow. But usually, at that point, they may not do anything.
Right. Wow. Now, you quoted case law, your law stuff yesterday in the email when I was like, you're only allowed to talk about certain things with the Ursuline cases, right?
Right. We have ethical constraints as lawyers in terms of what we can and can't talk about in pending litigation. And I actually teach national seminars on that subject. And so I just wanted to kind of, it can't be the typical MLO brothers free for all, man. Like,
Isaac, I think he's talking to you.
As much as I would love to get into that flow, it's got
right. All right. Well, that's fair. So
I've got to be a little more.
I'll be him, sir. I promise.
Well, we don't want to, like, he says something wrong and like kill his whole case because then we get blamed for it, like everything else we get blamed for.
Right.
So I mean, what can you talk about? Again, question wise, I've read the 200 pages of the case.
Yeah. What are the most important things that you want the people to know that you're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well, so let me just start off by saying this. I know that many of your listeners are familiar with the allegations of the complaint, and I can go over those briefly, but
please,
and give you some of the highlights. But before I do that, and I may reiterate this a few times, especially at the end, one of the things that's been remarkable since September 2nd, when we filed the first lawsuit, which is the big 200-page comprehensive hazing lawsuit against Ursuline and the diocese and individual coaches and administrators. The remarkable thing has been that other victims have come forward and witnesses have come forward. And it's not entirely surprising to me. We've had that happen in other cases before, most memorably in that case, Western Reserve suit I was telling you about, that you put it out in the universe and there are then people who suddenly are fortified and have the courage to step forward about something that has been disturbing them. So you saw us then by September 8th. I mean, within 6 days, we had filed the second, I think it was September 10th. We had filed the next complaint on behalf of this little girl. And she had been really a young girl when the things first allegedly started happening to her. So we have others that have reached out. We're investigating them. We do anticipate that in the coming weeks, we will be filing additional actions.
Wow.
Or amending the hazing suit, or both. And that's something I think that is very important. And going back to the ethical issue I was telling you about, I'm expressly permitted to call out to new potential victims or witnesses and urge their help and cooperation. We need their assistance. Even if a victim or a witness says, look, I don't want to bring my own case, that's fine. But what we would really like is the help, and the victims really need the help that in the existing cases need the help on gaining additional information so that we have a bigger picture of what the patterns of conduct or misconduct were at the school. So that has really been an important thing. And I would encourage anyone listening who has information that might be relevant to these suits and who may be a victim to please contact us at chandralaw.com, CHANDRALAW.com. There's a secure contact form there. Get in touch, give us a few details. It may take us a while to get back to you. Please be patient because we have been hearing from a lot of people, but we would really, the victims would really appreciate your help. And you know what? It has made them feel not alone because they were feeling very isolated and hurt and traumatized by what they allege happened to them, and knowing that other people are standing up for them has really meant a great deal in alleviating their suffering a little bit.
We have had people reach out to us on message saying they want to be anonymous and stuff like that, but literally saying, thank you for doing what you guys are doing, like you just said, and like coming forward and saying, this has been a problem for years and no one ever wants to stand up against the church or the diocese or the schools, which is crazy to me.
What I really should have said to you at the outset is, again, thank you for what you have been doing to shine a light on this, because that too has meant a great deal to the victims. And to hear the sentiment of the vast majority of your listeners and viewers, and of course there are some people who are skeptical, and that's fine. And there are some people who just will never change their minds, and that's odd. But that really means something to them because they didn't know that. See, they didn't know that. They were living with a feeling of, and still are, with a great deal of shame and indignity. And now at least they understand. And I think this is community response has been sending them the message, not only that they're not alone,
right,
but what they allege happened to them isn't normal. It's just not normal. It's not okay. And a big part of what the suit is alleging is that these young folks, by what they experienced and say they experienced, that is, in the suits, they lost their faith in adults and in systems and in institutions, and lost their faith in faith institutions, ironically enough, in terms of the kind of accountability that they would have expected. And that feeling of betrayal is expressly stated in the complaint as a big part of why they have been suffering.
Yeah, makes sense. So what can you tell us? I mean, again, I know it's a 200-page, the first one's a 200.
Sure.
I mean, anything you want to highlight? I know you said you're limited on time. I mean, you want to highlight through the cases or?
Well, so what the suits are fundamentally alleging, both suits are alleging, is that at Ursuline, the football program was more important than basic humanity and decency, institutionally, and that this went back years. And what's interesting is that we're hearing from other people as well, which is why we're encouraging even more to come forward, echoing that theme, that some of this stuff isn't necessarily legally actionable, but they'll give little examples of just, it's always football players. It's always football players. It's always venerate the football players, treat them as kind of false idols. And that really is the underlying theme that you see throughout these. And so I do want to address maybe the diocese's response. You may have seen that we put out a statement on behalf of the victims in response to Father Murphy and the board statement, which was, deeply troubling to the victims. And that really, that doubling down and digging into the foxhole with the administrators is very troubling to the victims, because if Father Murphy and the board have seen what we've seen, they claim they've seen all available evidence. Does that mean that they've accessed the non-disseminable child porn videos that we have in our possession? We've represented to the court that we have that are alleged to be in the possession of one of those administrators who recorded them off of a mother's phone, according to the complaint. I mean, there's a lot of questions here. If you've seen that, are you saying that's okay? We don't care. It doesn't matter. We're not going to hold the football team or the people who are involved anyway accountable.
Right.
What about the administrators? Okay, you say they reported it to the police. You claim you did a full investigation. Then if you did that back in June, why did it take until September to put 2 people on leave and to suspend one?
I've been saying that since freaking they did it 100%.
Pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. Exactly. Well, because they knew they messed up. I saw one video.
Wait. I got one other question occurred to me also, which is, why are 2 people placed on leave pending investigation? 2 of the assistant coaches, if you already completed your investigation.
Right.
Ooh, good question. Yeah.
The problem with putting out a statement like that is that for lawyers like me, litigators, ex-prosecutors, I mean, we're trained. I mean, I've literally taken courses from the FBI and the CIA on, interrogation and interviewing people and eliciting the truth and catching lies. So when you see those kinds of statements, you're left wondering, what were people in a back room thinking when they crafted this statement? How did they think that this was going to help them? And look, again, I don't want to go beyond that. We put out the statement.
Yeah.
It's, again, expressly permitted by the ethics rules to respond to something somebody else has said publicly. But our clients are certainly left wondering when they're going to see the accountability that they so fervently desire and need.
I saw one of the videos. You saw the one video, right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, there was no nudity, but there was, like we've talked about it, a kid getting held down, dry hump for all intents and purposes by 2 players.
Right.
Just that was disturbing to me.
Right.
You've seen the other videos, and I don't know what you can talk about, what you can't talk about, but I talked to another attorney who saw them, and he said they were vile, disgusting. That, I mean, can you confirm all of that for the viewers that they're bad? I mean, it's not like people are like some of the things we're reading on Facebook from some of the parents and the family members of the kids who are listed in the court docket as defendants. They're saying, "Oh, none of this ever happened." I mean, it's just denial. I mean, can you confirm these videos are terrible and everything else?
Well, so look, we are, as lawyers, when we sign our name to a complaint, complaints sometimes have all kinds of hyperbole and maybe exaggerated statements. We tend not to do that. We're very, again, I'm very old school that way. It's like, do I think I can prove this sentence? Do I think I can prove this sentence either through a witness, a document, or both, or a video?
So you're just not writing fluff. You're not writing fluff in there. You can back everything up in that court thing you're saying.
It's how I roll. Okay. Yeah, and it pays off over the long term. And look, we get 50 inquiries to our office a day seeking legal services. So by the time that we've vetted something and picked something, we feel pretty good about it. Doesn't mean we're going to win every time. Doesn't mean, we're right 100% of the time. But so the case has been vetted. We go through and we write this, we edit, we fact check. We do where I'm going with this is we specifically represent to the court not only do we describe the videos in some detail, we then specifically represent to the court, we're not going to submit this to the court right now on the open record or even under seal because of the risk of those data going out into the world. Right. But we have them in our possession. We're making that representation to the court. We have them, and we have them. Okay. We can't sign a document claiming that we have videos that we don't have videos. I mean, I would lose my ticket as a lawyer and I'd get sanctioned. Court. So we've made that representation under our solemn obligation under what's called Rule 11 of the Rules of Civil Procedure, subject to sanctions, that we have them. We haven't. Now, as to what they depict, we've described that in some detail in the complaint. It is foul. It is gross. It is disturbing. If you're a parent and this happened to your child, you know, involuntarily, you would be extremely upset, extremely upset. And as the father of 3 young adult triplet boys,
triplets boys.
We could have a podcast just on that right there. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
You could. But as the father of triplet boys, I can tell you, I would be utterly appalled if this happened. I'd be very upset, and I'd be trying to take action in the same way that the mom did in the hazing case. So the bottom line, and since then, I've already publicly announced this in the hope to try to get other victims and witnesses to come forward. Since then, we've obtained 1 additional video we weren't aware of since the complaint was filed, which is why these calls to action are so important. And we've obtained 1 other disturbing video of more nonsense hazing stuff going on in the program, similar type of activity, different people involved. It wasn't our client. And so that's part of the pattern of what's alleged in the complaint, of coaches just generally understanding that this kind of stuff is going on and not doing about it.
Right.
Not doing anything about it.
Oh, Isaac, what's
real fast.
Mail call.
Sorry, we have to, this is real important.
We got a big one today.
Yeah, say we got. Yeah,
that's a lawyer. We don't typically talk to lawyers.
You better get out of here, Isaac.
I ain't doing nothing.
Get out of here. We got a lawyer on. We'll see you, buddy. Sorry.
You were just served with a complaint?
Yeah, Isaac, is there any complaints in there?
Mail call. I think
Speaking of that, what we're talking about, that was actually one of my questions. Do you ever do defense stuff in case we ever need you? I got that.
Occasionally.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna just
call it a favor.
Call it a favor. I mean, we got Beatrice too if we need him. We got Beatrice. We can call. I mean, we could have a hell of a freaking attorney group there defending us. And again, I know you're cut on time here. So I mean, anything else?
I've got a little bit of time.
You got a little bit of time. Awesome. Okay.
I'll let you know when I need to go.
Beautiful. And then I'm trying to think. So we got all that. So where does this go from here now? Like as far as timing, as far as what's next? Again, you're talking to loan officers and
timeline.
Timeline. Give us a timeline here.
Yeah. So we've got some obligations to confer with the lead institutional defendants counsel, and we will be doing that because the court expects people to confer and then try to lay out a proposed schedule to the court for the case. This is a pretty complex case with a lot of potential witnesses, and if it really is, if it does continue to completion, you're talking about years and years and years, and at the trial court level, you're probably talking, a year and a half, 2 years of effort, because a lot of depositions would have to be taken, a lot of witness statements, a lot of exchanges of documents, text messages, videos, data. That takes a long time. I mean, think about Snapchat alone and the kind of volumes of data from kids' accounts that would have to be poured over. That's true of law enforcement as well. And I do want to say this on behalf of the law enforcement investigation, not on behalf of it, but in defense of it at this point. I know that there's a lot of people in the community very upset, saying things like, why haven't charges been brought already? And that's understandable. And certainly, our clients would feel the same way. But the reality is that an investigation of this nature that has so many different potential witnesses and perpetrators at different levels, and so many different potential crimes that have to be investigated, federal, state, and local meaning multiple states.
Yeah.
In those circumstances, an investigation like this will take time. Not only do all the witnesses and potential perpetrators, efforts have to be made to try to talk to them. They may get lawyers. It takes time to work out schedules. But in addition to that, you're talking about a lot of data, Snapchat data and other data that have to be gone through from these children's accounts. So we're talking, it's going to be a while, I think, if there's going to be action on that front. What I can say is that, just give you my impression as victims counsel, not only in the civil matter, but also in our cooperation, our clients' cooperation with law enforcement, is I am persuaded of their sincerity and commitment to trying to get to the bottom of this, and that they're trying to look at all of it and figure out who's responsible for what. It's, believe me, I would be the first person, and everybody knows my reputation. Like in the Tamir Rice case, I was very vocal that I understood that the prosecutor was trying to throw the case against the shooting officer under the bus from the outset because of the sort of the way it was conducted. That is not my sentiment here. Okay. I am persuaded from our discussions with law enforcement that they are doing what they are supposed to do and doing their diligence and working very hard. And I might at the end disagree with judgments that they make, but I can't at this point question at least the officers' commitment and the FBI's commitment to trying to get to the bottom of this.
So lay off the Youngstown Police Department, jerk.
I didn't say Youngstown Police Department. Have you?
I did. I was saying they were taking too long.
They did send us, when they sent us that document.
The redacted document kind of pissed me off a little bit.
That was
the completely redacted document.
That was a little smart ass.
Yeah, that was totally.
Well, but it's legitimate under Ohio law that when you have an active pending investigation, you know, you've got to be careful about revealing that stuff because it gives too many breadcrumbs to potential.
So
the thing is with lawyers,
I hate it too. I do public records litigation. I hate it.
I have a question. I have a question. I have a question. I have a lawyer question that we've run into before. Have you ever gotten a request as a lawyer and you're like, I am going to use every bit of like legal suave to respond in the most
lawyer
way to give this person absolutely nothing while using the utmost lawyer jargon I possibly can? Do you guys ever do that? Like weaponize it in a way?
So that's usually the defense lawyer tactic. Okay.
It's so annoying. Yeah. It is so annoying.
We've done public, we've done public like freedom of information requests.
Yeah.
And we'll get this,
and then
we'll get the lawyer jargon back on why we're not allowed to use it.
It's like, come on, dude. Can you talk to me like a human? Can you just talk to me like a human and tell me you don't want to give it to me because you just don't want to?
I don't know if it makes you feel any better or worse, Isaac, but you know, those are form letters you're getting.
Oh really? Really? Is it like they add in the words?
They've just got their can. They've done this a million times. They're just copying and pasting for prior things. It's not personal. It's just business.
Now he's not making me feel special anymore.
I'll tell you what. Though. It has influenced me to use ChatGPT
100%.
to respond to emails in work using that, like to just be a smart ass.
Yeah, that's fair.
To higher ups as well as at the bank and in real estate.
Do you ever use ChatGPT for anything?
ChatGPT?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting tool.
See, I'm not learning either.
Gemini is also interesting. We've been. I mean, look, you have to be so careful about it, and I'm very worried about what's going to happen to our world because people just assume everything it's saying is right and true.
Yeah. Right.
I do 100%.
I have fed it. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, I have fed it. Say like a 200-page complaint or a complaint, and I'll say, okay, draft me a first draft of a media release. Okay.
Yep.
And I'll give it my website and my blog and my style, and I'll give it all kinds of grammatical instructions and all my nitpicks. I mean, the more detailed you are with ChatGPT and these other AI with your you got to be detailed in the instructions, not just say you figure it out. But once you do that, give me a first draft, right? And it gives me something that's kind of beautiful. It looks like a good first draft. It does what I like to do, use bullet points and number of items and, make it visually appealing and easy to read. But then I give it to the law clerk and I say, okay, now fact check the living hell out of this as compared to the original draft. And the law clerk, in one instance, it's a former journalist who's, very good and cares about facts.
Yep.
And then that person comes back all frustrated going, this thing hallucinated quotes, hallucinated facts, hallucinated statistics out of the document. Say the statistic was 1,100 and that randomly said 700. And so you're sitting there going, what's wrong with you? Then you go back and you remonstrate it and say you made all these errors, and then it falls all over itself, pretending to.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's like C3PO, right? C3PO. Yeah. And I'm so sorry, sir. But then it does it again and does it again. So you cannot rely on it other than as a starting point.
I agree.
And people have. I mean, the problem with AI is that it is making people lose their critical thinking skills and their ability to do anything themselves, when if anything, it should be heightening our critical thinking skills to say, all right, take a first crack at something, help me out here. But then now I have to really turn my brain on and check every sentence, every phrase, you know.
I use it like you do, but what it helps me do, honestly, is it helps me put my thoughts together, and then I use it from there, if that makes sense. And I adjust it and stuff like that. That like he's saying, but like I've done it for the loan stuff before, and it's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. I'm like, what the heck?
It really comes down to your input, and then like
double checking it.
You double checking it, and double check. It'll give you sources now. Double checking its sources to make sure that where it's pulling info from isn't total BS.
I'll give you an example of how dumb AI can be persistently. So I bet you this will still work. If people have an iPhone and you ask Siri, tell me about Jewish space lasers, which is a really stupid, long thing said by Marjorie Taylor Greene. If you ask ChatGPT, I did it as recently as 2 weeks ago, and I've been doing it all year periodically, trying to see if they fixed it, because people have alerted Apple about this. If you do it, it will tell you a bogus fact about alleged Jewish space lasers, citing a source. And which don't exist, by the way, listeners. That's just a dumb, stupid thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene said, and about the cause of wildfires. Okay.
Yeah.
And it cites it as fact. Apple cites it as fact, the Siri's response. And it has been the case for months, despite people, talking on social media about it and alerting Apple. They haven't fixed it. Wow. So we're entering a brave new world of stupidity. If we think our population is subpar in its critical thinking skills now, wait till you see us 10 or 15 years from now.
Yeah, man.
People over relying on this. But it's a tool, like anything else. It's a tool, and you can screw it up and you can misuse it if you're not careful with how you use it.
Before you go, I got a couple more questions. Away from Jewish space lasers and back to the actual case. This is what we do here. We go all over the place. What do you think? And again, if you can comment on it, some of these schools now are canceling, like Austin Town canceled, Warren canceled, Canton McKinley canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, comments on this? I mean, did you expect this? I mean,
can you comment on this?
Can you comment on this?
Well, not really. Let me zoom out and just give you a general observation. Okay. Right. So all of those schools and teams and their leaders have an obligation to their own students to keep them safe, to keep them on the moral and upright path, to do what they think is right and in the best interests of their students and their schools. And so I won't question their judgment one way or the other on what they think is the right decision for their school.
Right.
It was certainly not an objective of the litigation, and you'll see it's not a remedy that's requested in the complaint, that somehow the football program at Ursuline end or die or anything like that. What our clients are seeking is accountability from top to bottom as to those who are responsible. The problem is that the complaint is alleging that a huge number, in excess of 20 students, were involved, football players were involved in the hazing one way or the other, either as active participants or people holding someone down, or observers who did nothing, or people who were recording and then disseminating what amounts to child porn. Those are the allegations of the complaint. So in those circumstances, what our clients want to see, need to see, to feel at least some partial satisfaction here, is accountability, including among the players and the administrators and the coaches. If that doesn't seem to be happening from what they can tell, there's a lot of talk about it, but it doesn't seem to be happening for some of the reasons we've discussed. And under those circumstances, schools are going to make the decisions that are right for them. And in my client's humble view, the administrators and the diocese and the people in charge are bringing this upon themselves by failing to do. And these kids, even the innocent kids that didn't do anything, are all suffering as a result of failures at the top. And so that's really all I can say about that, because those are the themes of the complaint. But I'm a fan of consequence culture.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're talking about is occurring here. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but the responsibility for that lies at the administrative level, at the diocese, and at the school.
Perfect. Well, I think that's a good one to end on. I appreciate it. Can we have you back on again if we get something good?
Something comes up.
Something comes up. Other court case, because you have all. I follow you on Facebook. You do get not just in the Youngstown area. I mean, all over court cases and stuff like that. I'd love to cover some of the stuff that you have, because like this stuff really interests us because of the stuff that he like his practice goes after is stuff that we go along with too, with the government overreach, failure to the citizens, that kind of stuff. So we'd love to have you on again.
We'd be happy to do it. And again, I would like one last time to say to witnesses and victims out there, we would love to hear from you at chandralaw.com through our contact form, because you won't be alone and you will really help these victims. So thank you. Thank you for your interest in this.
Thanks a lot. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
All right. We'll see you. All right. Bye. See, it's nice to talk to people like that, because you get to meet them for real versus thinking it's just some lawyer doing lawyer things, right?
Being stupid podcasters, I will say, or just stupid people talking on the internet.
Yeah.
I will say it's hard. Like you could tell his like legal knowledge.
Oh, it's
trying to keep up. Like I'm over here like, gotta get these wheels turning.
Well, like, where were you at, Weedy? He said some words we didn't understand.
Yeah, and I wasn't.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm like, bro, he said a word and you're not even there.
ChatGPT, what does this mean?
I'm just like, what consequence culture? I'm like, what is that?
I keep looking at my freaking
What
Joe.
is
Where's our smart guy Joe left the room? I'm like, shit.
Consequence culture.
He said a word and I can't even remember what he said.
Right.
Like it was a word. I was like, I don't even know what that meant. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even figure out the context.
It's interesting. Different people from different industries have different jargon. Like we know
it'd be
mortgage
like us
knowledge.
Start talking about freaking loan stuff.
Yeah, nobody would understand it.
You want me to start going over that kind of stuff?
Right. True.
Huh? I gotta. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Well, thank you, Julie Tid.
Thanks.
He needs to start looking at the West Branch handling of the Coach to Shields. The lasers are real. Oh, geez. Did you ever hear about Jewish lasers?
And they
Jewish
will
space lasers.
point
Yeah.
in Lake Milton. That's MGT, right? Isn't that lady.
Yeah.
Eliminate all the sharks.
Wait, there's Jewish space lasers?
Yeah.
It's Israel. Israel has space
Yeah,
lasers.
they put these satellites in space, and that is a
to start fires in Canada.
Was it Canada?
I think it was Canada.
Was it Canada?
I think it was the Canadian
What did Canadians
fires.
do against the Jewish people?
No, it's just there were all kinds of wildfires that were started in different locations, and this
Does
lady
it have
said
anything to do
Jewish
with
space
dry
lasers.
and no rain?
Probably, but Jewish space lasers.
Way more logical. Than
Right?
it's just
Makes
space.
way more sense. How did all the fires start in different locations at different times? It just there's too many fires.
Lightning storm
I
on
don't
a
know.
dry.
I don't know. Or guys with a lighter. Like it could be a guy with a lighter.
No.
Or it could be
Not
or
believable.
it could be
Now
space
who's the
lasers.
conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, would it be easier? Hey, instead of firing off a very expensive Jewish space laser, I'll give you $20. Go start a fire.
And they released the name of the suspect in the shooter, by the way.
What's his name?
Tyler Robinson.
They shouldn't have done that.
They did.
I don't think you should do that, because that guy. There are terrible people that will. You're a hero.
They shouldn't
have released that dude's name.
And so his dad, like you said, had noticed the connection with the photos that they released. And then he confessed to his father, and his father called it into his minister, and his minister told the police.
Wow.
That's what's being reported right now.
Allowed to do that?
I don't know.
So I think it's a situation where the minister says, I can understand what you're saying to me, but in order to do the right thing, you have to go turn this in.
Yeah, are you allowed? So the father didn't turn him into the cops.
Talk to the minister. What do I do? The minister said, turn him in. Isn't that cute? That religion, the guy turned to religion, the guy that killed Charlie Kirk being very religious. The dad of this kid was religious, goes to his minister says to turn him in, and he does.
Well, and all these early reporting things, take it with a grain of salt, because all of these tend to change. It's just what's being reported in the first hour that it's happened.
Could be totally
absolutely
wrong. Yeah.
So I saw some people
that
commenting
did
earlier.
it end up being the guy with the bullhorn? Did you see that bullhorn guy?
I saw that dude. Yeah.
I doubt it was.
It didn't look like people were trying. And Brian, I saw AI video pictures that made his face look the same. I don't.
Yeah,
think
I'll
it
show you
was.
some pictures of this Tyler
Hmm.
Robinson guy. No, not him. There's so many people named Tyler Robinson right
Right.
now.
Tyler Robinson Foundation. Not yet.
See, I don't like this at all. I don't like. No, you're gonna make this dude notorious forever. He's gonna live in
It's
infamy.
going to happen no matter what. It's going to.
And
happen.
I
It's gonna
hope
happen.
they put this lock this kid up, and because
They have
oh
any
my god,
regular
he
pictures of
is
him?
going to
There-
get
yeah, there were-
killed
there were some
immediately.
You think he's going to get murdered?
Yeah, this is a young person who will squeal if the police investigate him and the police talk to him. He will squeal.
It's like a hunting rifle.
So somebody's going to take him out, whether it be
It looked like
far
a-
right
like-
or the far left. Somebody's going to.
The gun was like a normal hunting rifle, like the ones we go deer hunting with.
Oh, there's
I saw that. I saw that video. Him jumping off the roof.
Huh.
How far was it? 400 yards.
200,
200 yards.
which is definitely makeable if you're in an elevated
Oh,
area.
if you have a scope and
a scope
elevated.
and a rifle. I mean, 100% you can make that shot.
Yeah,
all
that's
day.
not
that's
difficult.
not a highly trained.
Honestly,
anybody can make
and like, did you watch any of the videos of the sniper talking about the shots and how like you either aim for the head or you aim for the chest? You don't aim for the neck.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that.
he
Probably-
didn't- it was-
probably missed.
It was fragmented. He hit his bulletproof vest and it fragmented up.
oh,
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So we hit him in the chest.
Hit him in the chest and
Are
it
you
hit
sure?
at the
Because
top.
it looked like it hit him right here.
Oh, it looked like it too, but they said he was wearing a bulletproof vest and it hit him in the top left of his bulletproof vest and it fragmented up and hit
Wow,
his.
does that suck?
That blows.
Yeah.
Wow. And you got to figure he doesn't. I wonder, like, there's no security like a freaking president or anything else like that. I know they said he had a bodyguard, but
And people were
Wow.
commenting earlier. Here's the thing. They were saying that like, why didn't you guys talk? Why is this being talked about so much compared to other assassinations that have happened in the past to Democratic leaders, which those are bad too. This is all these because people disagree with you politically, you cannot murder them.
that's him.
We
Yeah,
have
that's
to
it, dude.
draw the line in the sand somewhere. That's where you draw the line. Because people don't agree with you politically, you cannot take them out.
Just a normal freaking kid.
Yeah.
22-year-old
22-year-old
kid. But that's what he looks like. Obviously, he's not. You know what I mean? But wow. Yeah, that's who he looks like.
I'm interested to see what his views are, right?
Yep.
Interested to see what his views are on this whole thing.
And his digital profile. Where's he been? Who's he been talking to?
They're
Like
gonna go
who
through
got
all
him?
that stuff.
Heck
Someday he's gonna be watching videos.
There is no way this dude talks. There, if that would be so stupid by the evil people that like they'll never let him talk.
I mean, you know what's weaponizing these people or making these people radicalizing these people, right? I mean, what's your thought on it?
Here's what I will say. You see all of the videos that come out after this happened from different people. There are a group of people in this country that need to decide and come up with some form of moral compass and some form of where you draw the line with all of these different topics that come up in politics. You can hate every single one of Charlie Kirk's views on whatever he's talking about, but he did have a moral compass through his spirituality. He went by the good book, okay? The opposite end of the spectrum, I feel like they don't have a moral compass, and their moral compass is determined by politics, by what their political party tells them, because they're not spiritual. They just go with what happens. So Charlie Kirk makes comments about empathy and sympathy, and this guy isn't empathetic at all, right? But then he gets shot, and videos are coming out that say, I have no sympathy, I have no empathy for this man, and I can't forgive him. I just, it's sad that he got shot, but, and I feel for his family, but this guy was a piece of crap. Like, if you really think that, I feel so bad for you that you can't feel sympathy for this guy because you disagree with him. Nobody in the world deserves, whether it be the Democratic politician or the Republican politician or anybody in the middle, far right, far left, deserves to be assassinated. This is being talked about because he was publicly assassinated in front of thousands of people, in front of his wife and his kids, and it's raw because we can all see the footage live as it's happening. That's why it's being talked about more than the other stuff in the past. So all I ask, and I've talked to my liberal friends about this, like, where do you draw the line? Where is your line in the sand drawn on right and wrong? Because I beg you, just don't let political parties determine what's right and what's wrong. And in your own mind, in your own self, and in your own heart, you have to figure out what's right and wrong. And I don't think people have a lot of that right now.
These people on there saying, even attacking us, saying, "Oh, you guys haven't talked about school stuff," or that's a lie. We did a couple years ago when the kid in Lowville took his own life.
Right.
In the cafeteria.
More local topics, but
again, and it's like,
and we've talked about our opinions of gun violence.
100%.
Yeah.
But again, these people, they're just trying to deflect and defer,
right,
and take away from this event and just make the others. Again, it all goes back to politics. The people who are saying that are trying to almost like make it look like not that big of a deal. If that makes sense.
And it's so sad that the internet is the gotcha politics of the 100%. Internet. It's you guys didn't talk about this until this topic comes up and you talk about it. You didn't talk about the other thing. You guys are totally illegitimate. And you're pieces of shit.
They're trying to take. Yeah.
So it's like, no, that's not the case. And this dude was a human being.
Right.
You think he's this evil person?
He was a human.
He's a human being. Yep. With kids and a wife. The politicians that were murdered in Minnesota, human beings, husband and wife who had family, cousins. You cannot murder people
because of their opinions,
because of their political beliefs. And the other thing, those were politicians, that got murdered. And I'm not taking away from that. That's terrible. But this dude, other than talking about what he believed in, didn't have any power in government yet. Maybe he would have run for something in the future.
Sure he would have
eventually. To change any of these things that he believed in.
Yeah. He was just a guy
talking. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shit. We're talking about this now because it's us. Yeah. It's us on a much smaller scale and level. We're just three guys talking about what we believe in. Yeah. And I'm like in here scanning rooftops. Looking out the freaking window. What do you think? What do you think? That's 400 yards
from the chopping.
Like what the hell, man?
Well, and what Brian said about the hateful, venomous rhetoric, and that's I think should be the discussion about what you're able to say about someone, and then without being contested. So, how many people out there think the two of you are racists or homophobes or whatever? And once they put you into that basket, then and they say, "Hey, what about that Luke and Isaac? Look, they're total racists." Then somebody's going to take justification. They didn't kill Luke or Isaac.
They killed a monster.
Exactly.
You said, it's. I was talking about it at the football game last night, or the soccer game last night with my parents. The media and the opposite side, they say over and over and over, this person is a threat, and that word is threat to democracy, to the United States.
What's the all means belief? Necessary? What's the threat? All these are key words.
Dangerous. Dangerous identity politics.
Right. So they say that over and over and over and over and over.
And what do you do to dangerous people?
What do you do to threats?
And
what do I
dangerous
do
people.
to threats?
Yeah.
What does anyone do to a threat? You eliminate a threat.
Here's what I will say.
That is the problem.
We only have, and you still see people in the comment section saying, you know, you guys are awful, you guys are this, you guys are that, and labeling us. The only thing that we are, that me, Luke, Joe, BJ, anybody in this studio is human. Yeah. We are human beings. And we, even yesterday, my cell phone is out there. We are not too big that we can't talk to anybody about anything. Call us. Call me, and I will explain my beliefs and my thinking. I promise you. I promise you that we are not that far off in what we believe in. And it is a lesson that you go outside. As Pocahontas in Disney would say, when you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew you never knew. You'll learn things you never knew. Talk to people, try to understand them, try to get to know them, and you'll realize we're all freaking humans trying to figure out this crazy world that we live in. And that is what we have to do, not shoot each other.
I got a call yesterday morning after we put our phone numbers out there on that one post, which we do all the time. I mean, you can find our phone numbers in 1 second, so it doesn't really matter once I'm putting it out. I got a phone call from a blocked number saying they had put my phone on the dark web, and I was going to get phone calls and harassed from very dark and sick people. That was a phone call I got yesterday.
It's beautiful.
I'm like,
why?
Because I put my phone number. I'm like, dude, my phone number's been out there for freaking years.
Right.
Knock yourself out. It's just people are stupid. I just don't understand.
Now the conservatives, their effort to document the people who were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk and getting them fired is a huge thing over on X right now. A ton of people are losing their jobs because they are celebrating.
What do you think of that?
I want to get your take on it before I say mine.
I think how about this? They're allowed to say that. They are permitted to say what they want to say. However, you will suffer the consequences. And that's not freedom of speech when you get fired from a job because you're an idiot for saying something vulgar, gross, whatever. It's not about, it would be if the government was suppressing your speech, which would be the problem. However, you live with whatever you say and whatever comes out of your mouth, you're going to suffer the consequences from work, family, all that stuff. There you go. That's my take on it.
Isaac?
Totally. And Sarah Phillips says he was not loved by everyone. It's okay to not agree with him. It is 100% okay to not agree with them.
Yeah.
But when you and then the people who are frustrating are they see those people who post those videos of like dancing on his grave, jumping up and down. It's so exciting. I'm so happy. This guy was so dangerous and I didn't agree with anything that he said. So then they find ways to say, I feel bad for his family, but no part of me is sad that this man died. I don't feel bad for him. And it's actually healthy for me to understand that I don't feel bad for this man for dying. It's like, I disagree with you. I think it's unhealthy that you can't put yourselves in the shoes of a stranger and say, like, that guy didn't have to die. Like, that guy should not have died. That guy should not have been publicly assassinated in front of thousands of people. And it's okay that you disagree with him, but he has a right to speak up just as much as I do. And that's the beauty of America and what we live in. And I think that you have repercussions for everything you say. I can come on this podcast and I can say terrible things about certain people and I will be fired tomorrow, or about certain groups of people and I would be fired tomorrow.
Yeah. So if I look at this two ways, number one is if somebody came in for a job interview with you, and they said, I just want to hang it out on the line right now, that when people I disagree with, when they die, I don't feel bad at all. Would that up or down your stock value when sitting in front of an employer?
It depends on who you say. Like if you said something racist, right? If you said like, if all of the people from this community died, I'd be happy. That's horrible. Like, you're going to get in trouble. You can't say that shit.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is you're representing a brand when you work there. And let's just say your political opinion loses that company or business because of what you said outwardly.
The other thing,
you're gone.
The other thing is, if you're in a job interview and you say all of the people from this walk of life are bad and should die, how unintelligent is that? How stupid is that to have that opinion? Not one of those people from that group. Like the people that all cops are bad. Like, no, there's not one cop out there that's a good guy that tries to do the right thing.
It's
all of these people are bad. That is the most unintelligent way of thinking that you can possibly think. Like, it's just dumb. It's just
Brian,
a stupid opinion.
Bad is far different than celebrating someone's death. Like, a teacher got fired. I was reading one here. A teacher got fired.
Yeah.
He said on
America
Twitter,
is better because he's dead.
No,
I saw that one.
What he said, one Nazi down, and he got immediately fired. This is a teacher for high school putting that on his Twitter account.
Which isn't, he's not like, I don't understand. Back to ChatGPT. Like I said in the video yesterday, just go on ChatGPT.
Yep.
Let's do it right now. We'll go on ChatGPT. What is the absolute worst thing that Charlie Kirk has
looked
said?
that up
and
too.
you
That's
can
funny.
get a list of all the things that he said that you disagree with. He doesn't agree with certain things. He's by the book. He's by the Bible.
I don't
his interpretation you can agree or disagree with.
Right.
But like,
people are calling it hate stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
He was never calling for any type of violence against any of these people.
Right. He was saying he didn't disagree with the way people lived.
Yeah.
He didn't disagree with the way things were going.
Yeah.
He never said we should murder all these people. Yeah.
There are so his interpretation on some of the topics was very biblical and Old Testament, was like, hey, a woman should be in.
Right.
Okay. But are there other religions that have that exact same opinion that certain people in our country are totally okay with? Yes.
Well, Stephen King made a claim yesterday that said that Charlie Kirk deserved it because he believes in stoning gay people. Right. And everyone's like, he never said that. And he said, well, he didn't say, but the jump was, do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Well, the Bible says stoning gay people,
Right.
so you must believe in stoning. That's a jump of logic.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So like, did he actually say that? No, you could chat. That's the thing I found. Like, he did not say that. But the interpretation of the Bible is this way.
Right.
And the thing is, like,
wow,
I say stupid things all the time that I don't mean. And then I go home after I say stupid things on this podcast sometimes, and I'm like, man, you know what? I worded that wrong. I don't actually believe that. I'm going to take a step back and next time that comes up, I'm going to change my way of thinking, because you know what? That was wrong. That insulted whoever. Okay. You don't think that he ever did that with any of the words he said ever? Probably a lot, being as big as he is. So that's why you can't go assassinating people.
Brian, we're having a good conversation here.
Brian just said, like,
I stand by the glass roof at the mall. It's going to be huge. And I'll die for that. I will never back out.
For those of you not knowing what we're talking about, because there's almost 200 people
here we
watching
go.
right now,
Here we go.
Isaac's number one, you've missed this, it was a couple months ago, Isaac called the CEO of the company who owns the mall that paid their taxes in Boardman, Ohio. And Isaac, while on the phone with the CEO, suggested to take the roof off and add it all glass. To the CEO live on the air.
Julie says, I disagreed with Charlie Kirk politically. His assassination deeply depressed me and saddened me. But the reaction on the far right makes me afraid of my beliefs. What's the reaction on the far right? What have you seen that was the reaction on the far right? Because the far right, the way you beat this is you cannot.
What was the reaction of the
Charlie
far right?
Kirk, if he was a biblical man, he would not want any type of violence, any type of response, violent response to this guy. Because if you do that, and you take Jesus's way out and you say, we're not going to do anything, we are going to move forward and we are going to prove that we are better than them. That is a bigger slap in the face to them, proving that they're wrong, or whatever this guy did, proving them wrong, than violently responding.
And
because it'll just create a cycle.
Let me stand up for Julie. Julie is one of the most reasonable liberals that participate in the show.
Right.
And what I think she means here is that this is being targeted. The right's response is that this is not a lone shooter. This is part of the Democrat belief. And if you get Republicans that are now saying all Democrats are part of a group that then want to silence and kill Republicans, innocent Democrats who don't believe this way, make her afraid.
It's a political spectrum. And I think we will see. We will see what this person's beliefs are. And maybe if they let him live long enough, he's gonna get killed.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point though, that if you're afraid of being lumped in with a group and have hatred toward a whole group, well, I think that's the message that the Democrats need to say, well, were we doing that? And did we lump everybody into Nazis and homophobes and racists? And then maybe a light bulb goes off and says, everybody's got to tamp this tribal think way down.
And in the New Testament, I don't think there is any talk of homosexuality at all in the New Testament. I don't think at all. And if you're just going to go by the Old Testament, I don't think that's Christianity.
Everybody needs to calm the F down. Everyone in like the left is saying, I read some of the left people saying that like, oh, this is what you get for allowing guns out in the public. Then you have the right saying, you know, like it's just
it won't happen though. They can't do their base needs them to say those things, and they're gonna say it.
It's crazy that you're gonna come out and do
but
that.
We don't. So taking a step back, we do not know what this guy's beliefs or thoughts were, and we don't know if he's leftward leaning, if he's rightward leaning, if he's wherever. Okay, we don't know.
We'll see. We're going to find out.
We'll find out here soon.
But it's already been cast in the narrative that this is somebody who's going after free speech and a conservative.
Which is wrong of everybody to just assume that.
So now the mad dash is to then create, find something that he did it was Republican so he can make him into a Republican, or find something that he said that was anti-transgender. So he was, exactly. And that's another evil where
he was MSNBC saying, it could have been a guy who fired off a celebratory shot at the event. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Who said that?
So
the guy
the commentator
did he get fired?
Immediately fired.
Yeah.
Please tell me he got fired.
It's totally fired.
Totally fired immediately.
Wow. Yeah, he got fired.
I have seen many MAGAs telling Trump to take immediate action, or they will take action against liberals themselves.
Yep. I heard that a bunch. I heard that a bunch.
I didn't see, my algorithm didn't give me any of that.
Yep.
Didn't give me any of it.
Yep.
That's interesting. That's so interesting.
And the more the rhetoric plays into that, the more really angry Republicans right now are going to hold all liberals and Democrats responsible for what happened.
Right.
So that's a dangerous.
You can't. There is no action to take. If there is an action to take, it's just we have to prove, or not we. I'm not a part of any group. They have to take the approach of moving on. As a country, we have to move on. We have to realize that we have to draw the line in the sand, that you cannot murder people who disagree with you. You cannot assassinate people that disagree with you. And the right, if they think it's coming from the left, and we'll find out if it's coming from the left, they need to not do anything. Do not respond and prove the Bible is the way. The New Testament of Jesus saying, no, I forgive you, and we're moving on, and we're going to be better. That's the biggest slap in the face.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with this. You are always going to have people who are mentally, it's also a mental health issue too.
Right.
You are going to always have people who are mentally,
and it only takes one,
unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it only takes one. Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're going back. You could look at JFK. You could look, you know what I'm saying? Like this
MLK.
You hate
JFK.
to say like, oh my God, this is normal, but it's not normal, but it's happened over and over and over and over since the beginning of time. People get killed for their beliefs and their opinions. I mean, you know what I mean?
And martyrdom's a real thing too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
JFK, Martin Luther King. I mean, you go like
And then
Julius Caesar. I mean, you could go back as far. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what Lincoln. Yeah,
they got
exactly.
they got taken out, and their beliefs moved on into the future forever. Forever.
Martyred.
They were
You
immortalized.
You get martyred. It's a martyr.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, you could say a million different people got killed for their beliefs and their opinions and speaking out. I mean, that's
and the Romans killed him. And what did he do? He literally his religion
RFK.
consumed all of Rome.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's just, but again, it's just, I mean, and they've tried before. Didn't Reagan almost got assassinated?
He got shot.
He got shot in the freaking face. I mean, it's just, this is crazy. Yeah. So that's where we're at. I do want to end this a little bit on a lighter note because we've been so depressing lately.
Please do. I need
Joe,
hope. I need hope and optimism.
Joe, and this is set up by Scott.
Okay.
Could you please look up the YSU pisser?
The YSU pisser?
The YSU pisser. PISSER. There is something happening in Youngstown, Ohio. It's not popping up. There it is. Twitter.
Twitter will.
Needs
oh hell yeah.
This needs to be solved.
So now someone is just filming random pissing activities on campus, and he's peeing in the middle of YSU field. That is a drunk college student, and I'm not saying I agree with him.
Wait, look,
but I do respect him.
He has. Is that Twitter or TikTok? What is that?
I don't know.
Is that TikTok or Twitter?
Maybe.
Let me see here. He has 3,000 followers.
I remember.
He's called the YSU pisser. Let me see if it's on TikTok.
How many followers does he have?
3,000.
Good for him.
He is randomly pissing.
Blow him up
on YSU.
Let's blow up the YSU pisser, and then when he becomes infamous, we can have him in here.
Yeah.
You have a call, by the way.
I do.
Can you get in trouble for peeing on the field? I think you can't because it's turf.
Public indecency for one.
Nobody saw it. Nobody's there.
Look, it's a TikTok thing. Look, wait, here he is pissing randomly on the side.
Oh no.
All right, caller, you're on.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Please tell me you're the YSU pisser.
I am not. I'm actually the guy who.
Damn it.
I'm actually the guy I talked to you the other day on the phone.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, what's going on, man?
The Catholic guy.
Yeah, talk to us, bro.
So I just wanted to say, listening to some of the show today, there's a lot I agree with you guys. One of the things is, Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and he said that, your greatest revenge is to not be like your enemy.
Right.
So I do think that I made a post. I'm not a Democrat, but I believe that in our Mahoning County, I believe that 99% of all Democrats that I know are truly saddened by what happened
Agreed.
To Charlie Kirk. And we like to, and we can't allow this to be something that just divides everybody, because we want to associate every Republican with a Nazi or homophobe or whatever slander, and then we want to view every Democrat as if they just want to kill, every Christian. And the fact of the matter is, in Northeast Ohio, our views are very different than they would be in the extreme South in the 1960s versus, the Democrats in California today. But the key thing, I think, with Charlie Kirk is you do need to be able to have a platform. And this is what ticks me off about what happened to him. He wasn't like a big smear campaign guy. He was actually trying to get a conversation. And he was actually giving people an opportunity to view their opinions and to view why they disagree with them. So even in the idea of certain Christian views with, sexual morality or traditional marriage or things like that, we need to be able to have these conversations without turning to violence or without, assuming that the other side that disagrees with you wishes the worst for you, or wishes you dead.
The second we stop conversing is the second things get dangerous, you know? So totally.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, one of the things, even obviously we understand there's been a lot of, you know, controversy over like, so a lot of people that, you know, were for or pro gay marriage or things like that would obviously be against Charlie Kirk. But I think that even as a Christian, I'm somebody, I hold to the traditional values of traditional marriage as I find in the Bible, and as I find described even in the New Testament. But at that same time, that doesn't mean, I think all Christians who go through this approach, we have to understand, I might differ with somebody's lifestyle. I might call something sin that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But that, it has to be clear though, that when we say this, like somebody like me says it, this is not me ever saying you need to be sinless like I am, because that's the farthest thing from the truth.
Right.
The Christian needs mercy, just like the person who doesn't have a relationship with God
Right.
needs mercy.
Right.
But it's okay to say, you know, a fat person can tell another fat person, like, you need to quit eating chocolate. You know?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
and they could, as long as they know. Now, if they in their mind think that they are, you know, Mr. Goodbody or whatever that dude was back in the day, then that's one thing. But I think that, you know, can a Christian today hold to New Testament views of morality and what they feel is the calling of Jesus? Are they allowed to share that opinion with somebody while considering themselves somebody who is in need of God's grace? Can that conversation happen in a way where it doesn't have to turn to violence? And can somebody look at other people who are not Christians, who don't follow Christ, and allow them to, and not to tell them like, you are such a terrible person, because all of our goodness is dependent on God sharing his goodness with us. It's not our own goodness. You know what I mean?
No, totally. We appreciate your caller. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
And we'll keep going here. Yeah, man.
I don't know. That's just the whole thing.
The pisser didn't bring me out of the funk. You got
It
something
really
else?
didn't. I'm gonna be a
Oh no.
fucking
Well, I'll
mood.
say about the Youngstown pisser. I admire you, sir. Back in the day, I actually a lot of campuses across the United States, we actually had a little something. I think this was 2013. We had a little something called banana eaters. So what
Banana
these different
heaters?
banana eaters. So what these different kids on these different campuses, they'd create like YSU banana eaters, and then you would
take a picture
of somebody eating a banana and post it and be like, the caption would always be something like, looks like somebody's sitting in science class
eating a banana,
taking in some potassium. So history repeats
Can we
itself.
bring in a bunch of bananas and let's just eat them live on the air?
And then the best part was like
bananas.
the best part was like people were sending these dudes different pictures, like there was a dude driving just eating a banana, so you take a picture, send it to him, and then they'd post it and be like, this came in from Market Street, so and so driving this Tesla is sucking on a banana while driving down the road. So what I advise you do, Youngstown pisser, YSU pisser, is you tell the public to become pissers with you.
Yes, join the revolution.
The pissing revolution, and send in pictures. I'm gonna go outside, pee in this parking lot right now. Send him a video.
Dude, go pee on Joe's Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, look who it is!
Oh my god!
Get on in here, big dog. Get on in
Hold on
here.
a second. This is
We have a
amazing.
very special guest. Here, he'll sit here. I'll sit there.
Dude,
He'll sit here.
this
Julius, come sit here.
Come
is
on.
crazy. Dude, you got time? You got time? What's up, man?
I got a client's car.
Okay, you got a client's car. Anything you want to say?
About what?
Tell
I
us
don't
to piss off.
Huh?
Tell us to
to
get
piss
bent.
off.
Tell us to piss off. What do you want to tell us?
Mind you guys.
So, introduce who this is.
First Ward Councilman of Youngstown, Ohio, Julius Oliver,
Who we've been critical of,
who we have been critical of.
but he still comes and still sees us, which I appreciate that.
I look at it like this. I look at it like this. I don't. You guys or anybody else has any reason to be critical of me.
Okay.
I think anybody that is critical of me doesn't necessarily know exactly what my job is.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So my job is a legislator. My job is to legislate. My job is to vote every 2 weeks on what's best for the taxpayers' money in their best interest. That's what I got elected to do.
So you think people think you should be doing more than what your job?
Yeah, I don't think people know the job descriptions of each elected official or who to hold accountable for anything.
Really?
I think they get things misconstrued on the news because you only get a sound bite of what's actually happening.
Correct.
100%.
I had a guy call me yesterday, really upset, elderly guy. He's like, how am I going to pay for parking downtown if I don't have a smartphone? I got a flip phone still. And I'm like,
old school,
sir. Like nobody made any decisions yet.
Yeah,
this is the parking committee, and what we do is try to solve problems that exist within each committee. That's what the legislation comes before us. You know what I mean?
So they hear one thing immediately explode, but it's not the whole story.
Exactly. And I think that's the downfall of a lot of different, especially in today's culture where somebody's opinion can spread like wildfire. You know what I mean? And people that can't think for themselves will just grab onto those opinions. You know what I mean? And internalize it as their own. But as far as I go, I think I'm doing a phenomenal job in this position, which is why I've been elected 2 or 3 times.
Right.
All right.
And what people need to understand is you're only human. Like you said, sound bites come up. You're only human trying to do the best that you can with what you're given and what the decisions you have to make.
Do you stream your meetings? You guys do, right?
We are about to. So
they're about to.
That's another thing people don't know is that we upgraded with some of the ARP funds. We upgraded council chambers because we understood that people aren't getting all the information. You know, people don't know what's happening in each one of these meetings. They don't get the details. So our council chambers and our caucus room is full of cameras and screens.
Beautiful.
So pretty soon you'll be able to watch us live. And you'll be able to go back and watch us on YouTube.
So I appreciate that because I think every local government should be doing that.
And that was a push from basically Councilwoman Davis.
Yeah.
And all of us got on board with it. You know what I mean? Even the mayor supported it. You know, sometimes administration and city council don't get along when it comes to making certain decisions. But he supported it as well because he felt like people needed to know things.
What are you doing now?
You want to give a?
Where
are you going? Where are you going right now? Are you going to? You said clean a client's car, or what?
Picking up an attorney's car in the building.
Nice.
On my way, take it back to the shop. That's what I do every day, all day.
Give a shout out. Shout out to the company. Go ahead. Give them where can they find you? Give the elevator speech.
My company is Kingley Hand Wash and Wax. We do vehicle appearance maintenance. So basically, we take care of your car from the time you buy it to the time you get rid of it, and it looks brand new the whole time.
He has personally driven out to my house and picked up my car and cleaned it, then brought it downtown, cleaned it, and then brought it back.
So you offer this service, which is different than the average detailing company. You go pick up the car, drive it, do it, bring it back.
Good job.
And we also have 2 mobile units. So I drive like that F-150.
That's smart.
That's a mobile unit. So I go to the client.
That's a good idea.
I do a fundraiser for junior civic leagues at the Lake Club every year, where our washes are the grand prize or the door prize for you coming in.
You ever watch the movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell?
No.
That's what he does. That's what Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell in a movie. Will Ferrell's the lawyer. Kevin Hart's the car dealership guy. And then just because he's black, Will Ferrell's like, "You're black. You can help me, teach me how to act in prison." and Kevin Hart's like, "No, dude." I'm like, but he's like, "How much money you got?" And that's the whole movie. It's fantastic.
I've heard of it before.
It's hilarious.
All Kevin Hart's movies are like that.
Real quick question: what's going on with the chill plant? You got time for that?
We just got it back into our possession. Long story made short. A lot of people like to blame me for Chill Can, and it's like Chill Can project started in 2016.
Okay,
I got elected in 2016.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how in the world was it my project when I just got there?
Yeah, right.
And it was already happening. The land had already been acquired. So actually, the attorney I'm picking up, it was on the project. You know what I mean? And what I did when I came in to say, no, you're not about to pay these people $1,000, $2,000 for their houses. You know what I mean? You're going to give them the money they deserve in this eminent domain that was going on. So that was literally the first thing I got introduced to coming into city council.
Welcome to council.
So was I a champion of it? Absolutely. I wanted those jobs.
Of course. Who wouldn't? Yeah.
It was up to $450 good paying jobs supposed to be going there. I went out to LA, seen the factory.
Yeah.
And when I seen it in LA, I was like, this might not be real.
Yeah.
Because it was like one can going around this assembly line.
That's it.
And then I swear to God, go get the can and put it back on the thing and it would go around. It was scientific looking people. The whole place was just full of Youngstown stuff, just Youngstown everywhere.
Looked like too good to be true.
It was like, man, after I came back, it was like, man, that might have all been like that movie where he went to China and like all the grocery stores stuff was fake.
Oh, the interview. Yeah, he was in North Korea. Yeah. It was all fake.
But for the amount of people, prominent people in this area, you know, from the president of YSU to these billionaire families around here, all supported that project, and it was like, oh, this it's got to be a real thing. Yeah, and it turns out, dude was a fraud.
It's fraud.
What would you, in a perfect world, you know, what would you want Chilcan, the plant, to turn into now? Like, what could we do with it? What would you want to do with it?
The perfect scenario for me would be making it another industrial park in the city.
Mm.
So make it somewhere where TJX can come in, Amazon can come in, and already just set up shop and be able to supply those good jobs to the citizens of not only the east side, but the entire city. That's in a perfect world. That's what I would want.
Love it.
Secondary, what I could see it be is a grocery store, farmer, co-op.
That's okay.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? It could be like the Mecca where you got not only youth, but you got, you know, local farmers over there.
Hell yeah.
That's a great idea.
Raising chickens.
I got it.
See, I got poltergeist in this one.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I would like to see over there as well. Third thing I would like to see is maybe some type of sports complex, BMX bike riding.
Right.
I mean, something that's different where everybody can go to. I actually just had a meeting with Youngstown skate park.
So, we've had him on.
Yeah,
that dude's cool.
He's a cool dude.
That's a good dude.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna support that with some of the remaining of my ARP funds.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But before,
what location did you like? Did he talk? He talked to us about like 3 locations.
I think the ideal location for that is really in Wing Park. I mean, I think it would be sweet to put a skate park down there. I mean, you know, we're supposed to put basketball courts in there for the second phase, dog parks, things like that.
Yeah.
I think it would make a great addition. I don't know what the stigma is attached to the skate parks.
Yeah.
All I've ever seen is people having fun.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. There used to be. I don't think there are anymore.
It's what you get is you get the pothead punk skateboarders.
Yeah,
is what
it's more
the stereotypical skateboarder.
Everybody's a pothead now.
Yeah,
it's illegal now.
It's so true.
I didn't know Nipsey Hussle was a skater. I just seen a video on that the other day.
Yeah.
Hitting raps and doing tricks.
Yeah.
It's a cross culture. So I think it's a good thing.
Super mainstream. Because we're running out of time. Before we go, I do want to say one thing. Why I respect this man.
Yeah.
We were going at him on Facebook. He never backed down. He never stopped. And I was like, my man is cut from the same. Yeah, respect. Because he just kept going. And I'm like,
I
mean, it is what it is, man. Y'all got opinions.
I loved it. Yeah. I respect. He kept going. So, all right. Well,
the job.
And I don't know.
Can we get you to come in sometime? For like can we grab you for like an hour sometime?
I don't mind.
That'd be good.
I don't know if I was helping a client in this building and you were doing a podcast, I don't know if I would have the balls.
I would
to come up to that window and say
100%.
I don't know if I'd have the balls to do that. I respect that.
100%.
You gotta understand. I'm not a politician.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oliver from the South Side of Youngstown.
Right.
100%.
Ex-street dude.
Grew
up, joined the army.
Yeah.
I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Home from the army.
I respect it.
Opened up a business.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that since 2008.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's not anything I could really be intimidated by.
I like it. I appreciate it. All right. Well, you ready to get us out?
How long does your service take typically when you pick up a car? Is it like the day?
Depends on the package you get. If you get a base package like an outer court, which
is
just an outside wash, it can take us like 20-30 minutes to do that.
My truck needs
to
be
get
done
all the way
so
up
bad.
to like a King's Court and beyond.
Like
if you get the throne room, then it's going to take like maybe 6 to 8 hours.
What if a truck?
I don't think my Nissan Sentra needs a throne room.
My truck needs a throne room. It's terrible.
Base packages will get your car looking brand new.
Yeah,
you can spend $50 and
right.
Recognize the car.
Well, what I'm thinking is it enough time that I come in here at 8:30? I come in here at 8:30, give you my keys in the parking lot.
You have it done.
Have it done by 10:30.
Love it.
I could come here and do it in the parking lot.
Dude, I'm dead serious.
We should
I want
park the truck
sign
right
me
there.
up.
You can just do it in the background.
Sign me up, dude. No, I'm serious. I'll do it. My car needs
You
details.
Just go to kingleyhandwash.com.
There you
go.
I'll do it.
Set the date and time. You pick the package.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we can stream. We go
I
outside.
need a
We can
detail.
go outside and stream it while it's getting done.
Right.
We'll just advertisement and a half.
Just cut. We'll put a camera out there and we'll just throughout the show cut to his company cleaning our car.
That's a great idea.
I think the only thing I would need to say to y'all viewers is, you see me working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one of your viewers said on their posts, I seen them on somebody else that has a problem with me, and y'all got a regular that calls in and hates me. She hates me because she said it's not fair that I get to live the way I live and she's struggling to pay rent. And I never could understand that.
Yeah.
Like you need to work harder. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm
Decisions.
an entrepreneur. I got to go out and get my money every day.
Right.
Every day. There's no set check coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to hustle every day. And I think that's what people they miss about me. I think people think I got some type of stockpile of money or something like that. My nails are dirty.
Yeah.
My hands are
I mean, you walked in here because you're picking up.
So my question to that question would be why? Why do you think that it's wrong that I'm making money and I'm hustling and you're not?
That person.
That would be my question. Why? Why do you think that? Not from. That's what I would say to her. Why?
The crazy part is she used to be one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Like I was the greatest councilman in the world.
And then you ran against, or she ran against you, and then she lost.
She hates me. And then you got the guys talking about, it's just nuts. I just want your viewers to know I work. Yeah. I work hard.
Fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not stealing ARP money.
Right.
That nice house he bought is all ARP money, right? That's what people are saying, right?
It's just a lot of misinformation out there.
Yeah, jealous.
Totally, man. No, we get it. We understand the misinformation and the people having views that
trust me.
Of us that they don't really know us as people, and we're only human, So I get that. I totally get that. But hey, let's close this down, Luke. Yeah, you want to close it down?
Yeah.
MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originators. We are loan officers. We are real estate agents. If you need to buy a house, if you need to sell a house, if you want to start a podcast, we are live downtown right now in Youngstown studio.
Julius's podcast. You go right here.
Right
now, live in the first ward.
Live in the first ward. I'm gonna start saying that. I'm gonna start
live out of the first ward.
Live in the first ward of Youngstown, Ohio.
Yep.
If you want to start your own podcast, Youngstown Studio is where to do it in Youngstown in the first ward. You can come down here. You can start your podcast talking about how stupid the MLO Bros are, or how critique Youngstown government if you want. And also shout out to your company one more time, Julius. King Lee. He'll wash your cars. He'll pick them up. He'll deliver them. It's where you
get a ticker and goes across the screen.
There you go. Right. I got. We talk about it. We'll talk about it after. Ticker out.
Good talk.
Ticker across the screen. But thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time out of the day, and we will see you on Tuesday. We'll go live next. So bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and